So good morning. If we understand the transport that we've laid on from Liverpool is late, so one of our panelists, Dorcas Akeju, will be arriving in about 15 minutes, but I think we should get started. I hope you don't mind, but that's why there's an empty seat. So good morning and welcome to the ARCFEST. Welcoming those of you who are here and online. Can I just say on the screen, there's a big white, that's it, thank you. So my name is Mark Gabbe. I'm Professor of General Practice at the University of Liverpool. I'm an academic associate GP at Brownlow Health in Liverpool. And I'm also the director of the NIHR, that's the National Institute for Health and Care Research, silent C. But it's not silent in terms of the importance of care research. Applied Research Collaboration, Northwest Coast. So the ARCs have been around since 2019. They're a multi-million pound. They cover the whole of England, and they do applied research and support the implementation of applied research in health and care. And in particular, in the Northwest Coast, everything we do is around equity and health inequalities, as I'm sure you don't need reminding, that's always our mantra. And it's also about building capacity in our member organisations. The ARC is a member organisation. We have 56 members, because the CCGs, as were, are now part of the ICB, so we're represented here today. But we were 62 members, we're now 56. And as I keep reminding everybody, we are the ARC. It's not me as the academic, it's all of us. And all of those member organisations and our fantastic public advisors, many of whom are here today, we collectively are a collaboration and we do our work together. And that's why the agenda is as it is today. So just quickly to go through the agenda for today. We're going to have an introduction from members of our panel about the integrated care boards and work they've been doing on health inequalities and how that's influencing their research strategies and where they see the role of working with us in the ARC in that process. We're going to then have a discussion and some feedback. We've then got 4 presentations from different members of the ARC, some of whom are academics, some of whom aren't, the member organisations team. And they're going to talk about the work they've been doing. And then we're going to talk about the business plan. Now, some of you may have noticed that a couple of years ago we had this thing called the COVID pandemic, which is apparently all gone now. I did do a lateral flow test. This is a cold, not COVID. But the COVID pandemic also changed the work we were doing in the ARC. So we had all our plans of what we're going to do, and then the COVID pandemic came and we changed the work we were doing for about 18 months to 2 years to focus mainly on COVID-related research. That's now ended, and so we have an extension being offered by the NIHR of 18 months to make up for the time we spent doing COVID research, because all of the ARCs did lots of very important and quite influential COVID research. But we still need to present a business plan, and as you know, our mantra is co-production. So we've invited you here today, and in the second half of this morning, we're going to talk to you about our business plan on these tables, with facilitated tables, to get your feedback on what we're planning to do, what we have been doing, if there are any gaps you've noticed, things that are no longer relevant because of COVID, or that are much more relevant since COVID that we should be thinking about, so that we can then complete that and forward it for the autumn. We'll then do some feedback from the tables, and then it's lunch and networking. Now, you'll see there are tables around the room, and we want you to visit these tables. As you know, in the past we had many more theme meetings at the ARCFEST, and all of the themes were here, but the themes, a lot of them are actually here today on tables. And what we want you to do is go up to those tables, talk to people from the ARC about the work they're doing, find out what they're doing, demonstrate if you have an interest in a particular project, and let them know who you are and what it is you'd like feedback on, we'd like to contact you about. So please do use this opportunity to find out what we're doing and to have that communication. It's really important that we hear from you today. So then after lunch and that sort of networking marketplace, please go and look at the posters. I'll talk about that in a bit as well, but we've got posters there we'd like you to have a look at, and a poster competition, and you're the judges today. We'll then summarise the feedback from the business plan from this morning and those discussions. We'll then have some marketplace, and then there'll be theme meetings happening, one in here and one in the guild room. So that's today's plans.